America was born from unity, but in its darkest hour, it stood on the edge of falling apart. The storm was no longer coming, it had already begun. Washington fell silent under winter's weight. The capital of a young nation held its breath, waiting for a leader who could face the impossible. He walked alone, not as a king, but as a man carrying the fate of millions on his shoulders. Abraham Lincoln had arrived at history's crossroads. Power did not harden him, it exhausted him. Every step forward meant another life at risk, another sleepless night. He came from nothing, no riches, no privilege, only dirt under his nails and a belief that effort could change destiny. While others slept, he studied by firelight. Knowledge was his weapon, the only way out of poverty, the only path forward. The nation watched. Hope and fear stood side by side. An election would decide more than a president. It would decide survival. In the shadows, decisions were made. Voices rose. Tables shook. The Union was breaking from the inside. One flag, one nation, now torn by opposite winds, pulled toward a future no one could control. The first shots echoed like thunder. Brother against brother, the American Civil War had begun. Smoke erased the sun. The ground drank blood. This was no glorious battle, only chaos, fear, and loss. Generals argued, plans collapsed, and Lincoln listened, knowing every order could send thousands to their deaths. Alone, when the noise faded, doubt remained. Leadership offered no refuge from pain, only responsibility. His hands trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of history. One signature could remake the nation. Chains did not fall quietly. Freedom never does. But a new light broke through centuries of darkness. They stood tall in uniform for the first time, not as property, but as soldiers, fighting for a nation that was learning their worth. Gettysburg buried thousands. The silence afterward spoke louder than cannon fire. America paid dearly for every step forward. Among the graves, Lincoln walked slowly. He did not speak of victory, only of meaning and sacrifice. His words were calm, few, but they carried a promise that the fallen had not died in vain. The tide turned, not suddenly, but surely. Through smoke and suffering, the nation began to heal. Weapons fell into the mud. Exhaustion replaced hatred. The war was ending, but the wounds remained. Lincoln walked through ruins. Freedom had a cost, and victory offered no comfort, only responsibility for what came next. For a brief moment, he breathed. The storm was over, or so he believed. One quiet evening, one ordinary night, history waited unseen in the dark. Laughter filled the theater. For once, the burden lifted. Fate chose that moment to strike. The sound changed everything. Shock, silence. A nation would soon fall to its knees. Lanterns shook as they carried him away. Hope faded with every step. America held its breath and prayed. Black cloth draped the streets. Grief united what war had torn apart. A president was gone. A symbol was born. He sits in silence now, carved in stone, not as a ruler, but as a reminder of courage under impossible weight. The flag still moves with the wind because he believed it must. A nation tested by fire endures.